All right, it is time for week 4 of the Great Juice Draft League. We played OkkND this week. He has a unique team, so a really powerful team on paper that just has one core weakness that we just got to abuse. So these are some of the matchups that I like playing the most, um, because I can kind of drop a single line and know what I gotta do to win. We're over my team actually because I didn't do that last week. So this week OkkND was scared of Scarf Maridon. You're like, no, oh, I got rid of it. Here, hold up. We can open up the prep doc. So, this was kind of the matchups here, right? I kind of knew what I didn't want to bring. I really, I was never going to bring Cragonal or Garg or Leaves or Palvin. Those were the ones where I'm like, I'm not bringing. Obviously, so many things here that Palvin does not want to have to deal with. Uh, Garg hates these two. Leaves mostly just hates Zacian. Um, I decided that I wanted to bring Landorus over Scraggy because I didn't think Fako was going to be that big of a deal, and I didn't see a great Scraggy matchup personally. And then Val was my last one out, just because since I gave Chiyu to Sash, which we'll check in a second, um, there was no point for him. I knew none of these were going. I kind of assumed Glamor was going to go, and really it's just like, is he going to bring the competitive Milotic, which would be a big problem for me to deal with. Uh, I kind of assumed he wouldn't bring a Licky because of the fact that he had better speed control in this Tornadus. Um, and then it was just like, okay, he might bring Milotic, so I left it during prep and played with that. Earlier on, he said he was scared of Scarf Maridon. I don't know why. I don't know why I scared of Scarf Maridon here. The interesting thing with Great Juice's League is he not only just gets Zacian crowned, he gets Zacian hero as well. He doesn't have to give it the Rusted Sword, which essentially means that I could be playing against Scarf Zacian, which is kind of what I thought was going to happen. I was wrong. But yeah, let's look at my team. We brought Life Orb Miraidon. So the idea with my Life Orb Miraidon was I wanted to be able to protect. I wanted to be able to have a bunch of damage and still be able to protect, so I need Life Orb. Terra Steel was to resist the Play Roughs, the Icicle Crash, and the Behemoth Blade, right? I still weak to Sacred Sword, but I'm forcing him to bring Sacred Sword into a team that really Sacred Sword isn't doing much into, right? Especially with these two big threats. I wasn't too scared of him bringing Sacred Sword. Illumise was really the whole core of this team. Like, this team only worked because of Illumise right now. Tailwind to match the Torn. It was there just in case I wanted it. T-Wave was secondary speed control, so I would click Tailwind, I match the Torn, then I can T-Wave the Scarf Zacian, and then get my move off before it. Pounce was for speed control onto the Chempao. Chempao can't be T-Waved, it can't be Charmed, and I need some type of speed control, so Pounce was just there to slow down the POW one stage and then break its Sash. But this thing was my goal. The whole point of this mon, spam Charm. Click Charm every possible turn I can. His team, as you can kind of see, physical, physical, special, which is why I was kind of scared. Physical, physical, special, and not really going to attack. So I just wanted to click Charm into everything I possibly could. Dango, Electric Seed Dango again, heavy physical team, why not? Um, it was never really gonna click Nasty Plot. I didn't expect to. I wasn't gonna put plot on it. I just did. The nice thing with Dango is it walls Zacian. Like Zacian just can't hit Dango at all. So that was the idea there. Scarflando T, be faster than Zacian and hit really hard. I also speed tie booster speed gouging because I was jolly. So that was something. Sash Chiyu, it got pointed out pretty quickly that I'm 252 or 244 defense Sash Chiyu. Why? I wanted Chiyu to be able to live, I think it was like -1 Behemoth Blade in Sucker Punch. There was a combo when I was like doing playtesting that I couldn't live, and I'm like, I can't live that? Like, dude, like a -1 Zash, I can't live. So I ended up, it used to be max HP Sash because I didn't need speed on this thing, it was useless. And then I'm like, screw this, I'll put it into defense. And the idea here is I'm Sash because I still want to be able to live one Sacred Sword at whatever he is. Right? I want to live a Sacred Sword from Zacian, or I want to live what ended up just any move that's super effective into my Chiyu. I want to live one. Just force you to double into it and have a chance to get this Heat Wave off. But I also just wanted to be able to live both hits like this, and I need Sash to do that. So it worked out. You'll see later. And then the mouse. The mouse was only really here because I didn't really have another good option in my opinion. Um, Redirect can work. I had a line where I like had some redirect stuff going on. It just didn't work well against the Chien-Pao Zacian lead. I couldn't really beat, like, if I went the redirect way, it wasn't going to work. So, Superfame Baby Doll Eyes follow me. You can kind of see the same thing, kind of what Illumise wants to do is priority attack drops. That was the team. The main plan was I'm always leading these two every time, and then it was either one of these always there was always Lando T in the back, and then it just changed depending on if it was Chiyu or if it was Dango. So we're going to game one. I see his 6, and I'm already not confident, but like I felt like okay, no melodic, which made me feel really good because now I don't have to worry about a competitive melodic switching into a charm and getting a +4 special attack boost. Terra Grass melodic was something I was scared of, so no melodic makes me feel really good. Oh, we can check Terra's here too. Instead opts to bring the Dawn Fan. I'm not really worried about Dawn Fan at all. I'm just gonna charm it. Claram Dawn Fan could be an issue, but I'm just gonna charm the fuck out of it. If it was Claram, it would have been a lot more of a like this would have been a problem, and I would have had to work around it and probably switch up my leads. But we were gonna take that. Terra Grounds Zacian, I knew was coming. Like that was kind of the obvious. Terra Fire, I wasn't worried about. Terra Steel kind of sucks because it makes my Rock Slide play a bit bad. Terra Dragon, fine with that. He's still weak to Fairy, right? And I don't need to one shot you. Like since you're Sash, I'm not clicking Drift into you ever. I'm probably just gonna click Volt Switch. Terra Water kind of surprised me. I don't know why it was Terra Water. It still dies to Volt Switch. And then the Terra Fairy, just immune to the Draco, which I didn't even have on my exhaustion on my Rhydon set. Let's go into the game. So here's the leads. We can go like that. I did not expect him ever to lead Dawn Fan, but here's my plan. This is always Tailwind, right? Always Tailwind. The only reason it wouldn't be Tailwind is if for some reason he's calling my bug, not clicking Tailwind. But if we trade Tailwinds here, I'm faster. And then it kind of hit me. This Dawn Fan's probably Scarfed. Or it's Banded. Like, this is probably a choice Dawn Fan. So what stops me from just clicking Charm into it? Click Charm, Protect, he gets Tailwind. I can get later speed control, which is so much more valuable to me. So I just do that. Right, there's the Tailwind. This is where I really wanted Encore. I couldn't fit Encore onto this Illumise because of how much speed control I needed for this matchup. Like, I need to be faster, if not, I lose. So, like, I really wanted to put Encore on it. I couldn't take myself to do it. And it goes for Earthquake. You can see how well my Illumise takes that. He's forced... Oh, well, at this point, I am free to just kill this Torn. Like, it's gonna die. I'm just gonna click Volt Switch into it and kill it. This Donphin is forced to switch now. What's it gonna do? It's -2. Like, it's not doing anything. It's not like a Zacian where you charm it and it's -1, but it's still kind of gonna hit. This thing is useless now. I know he's gonna switch. What he's gonna switch into, no clue. The reason I didn't want to charm this slot again was the Chien-Pao. If he switches in the POW, I can't charm it and I waste my turn. So I just said, screw it. Let me just, you know, get Tailwind up now and Volt Switch out. He switches in the Zacian. Very risky switch. I respect it. Sandstorm. I didn't know why he had Sandstorm. I thought it was like maybe break sashes. I didn't really understand the idea of Sandstorm. When I was kind of prepping for Torn, I was thinking Tailwind, Bleakwind, Taunt, Protect as like my 4 moves. Maybe Scary Face instead of Protect for secondary speed control to match my T-Waves. Was not expecting Sandstorm. It was cool to see because that made me feel more confident with my secondary speed control of being able to get Tailwind up and go for T-Waves and know that I'm not going to get hit by Scary Face. Now this. Wiccanberry Torn. It doesn't live Volt Switch. On Life Orb Miraidon, it still goes down. Yeah, okay, Damn was... And then I go into Dango. Pretty sure I have Lando in the back this game. I always go into Dango here in my head because great matchup here. The fact that it's Terra Ground makes me really feel unsafe to T-Wave it. So I don't want to go into Chi-Yu for that speed control yet, unless I would protect, pounce, and then get that way up. But going to Dango just, it lets him be able to go into POW and threaten me. Luckily for me. Back into Donphan. There's the Terra Ground. But with Donphan, I have a choice. Do I want to, like, obviously, the Zacian is the threat, right? It's restricted, it's at +1. I can charm this thing right now, put it to -1. That's a great trade. But what does this thing have to hit me? Right? In my head, Play Rough, Behemoth Braid, Sacred Sword. Earthquake, high horsepower, knockoff, a lot of scary moves. So I just kind of want to charm this Donphan again, not expecting this thing to have anything to hit me. Here was my first mistake. We charm. It goes for Behemoth Blade. Illumise going down was actually really bad. This bug is phenomenal in this matchup, right? Like, everything on this team hates being charmed. And now, this Zacian gets to kind of sit at that 1.5 attack, and that's not good for me. But I got pawed off. Second mistake. I should have just clicked Shadow Ball, or clicked the button. I take an EQ very well, right? +1 defense, -2 special attack, or -2 physical attack on the Donphan. We get to go into Sash Chi-Yu. Next issue, Sandstorm. Sandstorm and my Sash Chi-Yu don't go well. It kind of makes me scared to protect, which is exactly why I did it. With one turn of Tailwind left, I just felt safe protecting. It just felt like the right option, just protect. Except for some reason, I have Protect on Dango here. I don't know why I didn't protect. I still can't explain to myself why I didn't. I'm pretty sure I clicked Shadow Ball. But, like, if I just protect here, I have one more turn of Tailwind, and I'm in a decent spot. I'm stalling out, right? For some reason, I think I just thought he was going to target the Chi-Yu over the Dango, and there I go, right? But there goes my Sash, and I'm now up, though, because we have Tailwind. With this set, the only other move I have to do damage, like the only thing I can do damage with on this Zacian is D-Gleam. So in my head, D-Gleam Heat Wave, and I'm not going to seal the game, but it's going to do a lot, right? Like Donphan's definitely dead, Zacian's definitely dead. He switches to POW. Cool. POW's dead. This was a threat. This is very scary. POW's dead. I Terra Steel just to cover for the play rough from the Zacian. Technically, they always Terra Blast here, but it was just, I was just covering to cover just because the Terra here is Ghost, and that's useless to me, so I might as well Terra Steel. I missed D-Gleam, and I'm like, how did I miss D-Gleam? This is Sandville Donphan, and I don't think that's Bright Powder. I'm pretty sure that is still choiced. And I'm like, well, that's unlucky. At least my Heat Wave will hit it. I missed Heat Wave too. That just lost me the game. The reason that loses me the game is because Zacian comes back in here. I lose my Tailwind. Ice Spinner gets rid of my Electric Terrain. Miraidon's going to hit like a wet noodle. Like, D-Gleam's not doing much anymore. And that's basically it. Terra Blast just picks up Miraidon. I go for another Heat Wave. Guess what? I missed a Donphan again. I missed 4 attacks, or 3 attacks in a row on the Donphan. Which, you did miss a Rock Slide, but the game's sealed at this point, right? Terra Blast, Sandstorm picked up my Sash, so that was it. So at this point, I'm a little upset. I get tilted, like, when stuff like this happens, and I kind of have to go, like, well, what do I do now? Like, I want to make a minor adjustment. And for me, that minor adjustment was not bringing Dango. It was bringing the Landorus. So in game 2, I bring Miraidon, Illumise, how it's pronounced, and they switch up their leads as well. I feel really good with this lead, okay? The thing with this lead is, I have speed control. Like, if I want to right now, it's a Volt Switch, and it's a Tailwind and a Volt Switch, and I'm outie. Or, it's a Charm and a Volt Switch and a Terra, and I'm outie. Either way, like, I feel really good, or I can D-Gleam. Like, all of my buttons on Miraidon here are great buttons to click. I opt for D-Gleam because I want chip on this motherfucker and bring POW down the Sash, right? I can get Tailwind up, I Terra here, and I'm safe, right? I feel like this is a very safe play for me. We get Tailwind, get D-Gleam, right? They go for Howl, and I spin her into the Illumise. Great targeting on their part. I I protected with Miraidon last time. You really want to get rid of this electric terrain. And obviously, at this point, OkkND has figured out that Illumise is a threat. So, great targeting. Here's the issue. I feel so safe. I have speed control. I Volt Switch here. I Charm you, and I'm in a great spot. Right? I Volt Switch to get out. I can position into my Lando or into my Chi-Yu. Either or. Like, I'm going to get positioning into something good. Most likely the Randerous, now that the Pow's dead. And be able to drop this thing to -1 attack. They just kind of stall it with Double Protect. Here's why Burning Bulwark's a bad move. Personally, for me, whenever I use Gouging, which is very rare, I never use Burning Bulwark, especially with teams in this, because all my teams are special attackers. But the issue with Burning Bulwark, it doesn't protect you from status moves. So, you still got charmed. So, like, I won that turn. You double protected, and I won that turn, and now I get to charm you again for free. And then Volt Switch out. Pretty sure I go into Chi-Yu here. Oh, I go into Lando, right. And then I take a Dragon Claw. And Illumise actually just eats that. I can take another one if I want to. Hospitality. I had a thought in my head here of, like, what if this is... Like, obviously it's a Rage Powder. But what if this is a Tear of Steel from the Gouging Fire? Then I kind of realized that if he Tear of Steals the Gouging, I just win. Because then he can't really do much to Miraidon. Like, Miraidon will just OHKO it, and then Miraidon picks up the Zacian as well. So, I'm safe cooking Rock Slide and switching here. The reason I want to switch is this thing is way too valuable for me to lose. I don't need to lose it right now. Why would I? So, we just switch. Also, it's like -4, -5 attack at this point, so it's going to chip away at it. Dragon Claw does nothing to my Chi-Yu. Rock Slide Heat Wave is my play here every day of the week. Until this board state changes, I'm cooking all my spread moves at all times, right? Leer, cool tech. I like the Leer, but Heat Wave's just going to cook the field. The Flinch, I don't know what they were cooking. If it was Trick Room, I still win. If it was Life Dew, it would have kind of sucked a little, but Rock Slide still kills next hit. Right, Rock Slide's doing how much damage? 29. Oh, no, it would have been close. It would have been Heat Wave, Rock Slide would have picked it up. But Zacian's in the field now, right? I was thinking about, like, do I want to do some pivoting here to get Illumise back on the field to get more charms off? But I kind of just realized I need this Sinister dead to be able to do that anyways. I might as well just sack one of these two and cook 2 spread moves until this thing's dead. As long as Illumise, or as long as Sinister dies here, I'm fine. So, Rage Powder, I click Rock Slide, and at this point, I win. I'm very confident. I got the Flinch, which just helps my differential. Right, I'm assuming that may have been a, what do you have, Play Rough into something. Everything on the field takes Play Rough because, actually no, it was +1, right? Was it +1? Yeah, so nothing on the field takes Play Rough because it's +1. So technically I save my differential +1 with a nice 4-0. We go into game 3. I lock in the first 10 seconds. I know what I'm doing. Doing the same thing again. Why change what's not broken, right? We're going to run it back. This is the lead that I hyper prepped for. I know my, like, route here from start to finish. I'm going to protect the Miraidon, and we're going to charm the Zacian. They're going to set Tailwind. That is fine. I don't care if they set Tailwind. You can do it all you want. You're getting charmed, and your odds are you're targeting Miraidon, right? So, nice and simple. Even if they target the Illumise after the charm, I can still live it. SD. Seeing SD means there's either, because I've seen Terra Blast, I don't think I've seen Protect yet. So I'm just thinking, like, that has no Protect, or it has no, like, Behemoth Blade or Play Rough. So at this point, I'm like, oh, okay, weird, like, odds Zacian set. That's fine. It cooks Sword Stance, I can just charm it again. So I Terra Steel and charm it again. Play Rough misses the Miraidon. It wasn't going to do much. -1 resisted. Still sucks. This one sucks more. The Bleak Wind miss, I live it. I calc, I know I live it. But still being full health on Illumise is awful because you're dead now. That is not a roll that kills 27, like 24/7. It's going to kill every time. I get a free pivot into Chi-Yu. At this point, they bring in Sinistra. I'm assuming Pow's the last mon in the back now, based on the fact they brought in Sinistra. Heat Wave is, I'm going to mash Heat Wave. Yes, I know this thing's going to tear it's going to tear ground. I T-Wave, like, my play here is I'm going to T-Wave this Sinistra just to see if I can ever get some hacks and maybe avoid the the Rage Powder, right? There's Terra Ground, there's the Rage Powder, IT Wave, right? It goes for Terra Blast, doesn't even kill. So I'm Sash, so it didn't matter if you even crit, and then I get a Heat Wave off. I don't know if crit mattered there. I don't think it did. This is a modest Chi-Yu Heat Wave into a Hospitality Sinistra. I don't think it mattered, but it hurts anyways. And at this point, the game's over. My game state here is charm the Donphan once. Just get rid of Donphan totally, charm it once. Also stall the last turn of Tailwind, and then charm the fuck out of the Zacian until it's the last thing remaining, right? So, charm. He goes for SD. We're fine with that. Rock Slide. Illumise takes it like a champ. Okay. We get Tailwind up now. Now we can Heat Wave. We get a crit. Did that matter? Let's see. How much did Heat Wave do to Zacian? 54? No, crit did not matter. Right? Oh yeah, this is when I realized that I could just click Tailwind. Like, my original plan was charm everything. Right? If everything's not doing damage, I win. But then, like, oh, I can just Tailwind and get Heat Wave off. If I don't miss the Zacian, I'm fine. We hit. No burn, so, like, obviously Donphan's going to kill the Chi-Yu. Illumise able to stick it out. And I just go into Miraidon. Right? Now is when I click Charm and Fuck Ton. Like, assuming that this is now Itter's choice, either Band or Scarf, either or, I don't care. I'm just gonna charm the fuck out of it. So protect, charm, Illumise dies, right? And then switch into Landorus, which is in the back. Now it's a -3 Donphan, clicking Rock Slide into my Steel type, right? That was my whole game plan here. So it's our first charm. Sadly, it does mean Illumise goes down. I saw EQ and I'm like, wait, it's not Scarfed? It's not choiced? So then I'm like, okay, at least it makes sense. Like, if that was Bright Powder, I'm fine with missing with Bright Powder Sandveil. I can live with that. But I was just surprised. I'm like, oh, it's not choiced. We charm it again. Degleam doesn't even kill. So my poor Illumise just gets jack shit going for it. Illumise dies. This looks like BM, and I realized after I clicked it, I U-turned into my own Miraidon here. I was just showing I was Scarf Lando. That was my whole idea here, was like, just showing, hey, I'm Scarf Landorus. Right, and then pick up the Donphan, and we take it. We win this one with +4 differential, which is nice. We remain undefeated. I felt like I prepped well for this. I was not confident in this matchup. The combination of Zacian, Pao, and Torn is really threatening. But this team has like one very critical weakness, and that is it's very Intimidate weak. When you have 2 Intimidators, like I know this team originally had Annihilate, and I think Annihilate was like a really, really, really good option on this team because it would have made me scared to click Charm into everything. Right? I click Charm and you get Defiant Boost. So when you have a team this Intimidate weak, which is why like when I did that ranking, I put this team so low. Not the player, it was the team. I felt free just to click Charm and Intimidate cycle if I needed to, right? Like I felt like I could just be a slow team. Who cares? Like yes, look at the speed tiers. Phenomenal speed tiers with these 3 or 4. But I can be slow and just charm everything with Prankster, right? Or Baby Doll Eyes with Mouse. But yeah. So we are now 4-0. We're doing well. I think we're at the top of the standings now at the moment. And yeah, till next time.